You have been lied to your entire life about what builds muscle, especially once you cross the age of 55. I know exactly what your routine looks like because I did the exact same thing for years. You finish your workout, maybe you go for a walk, you eat a high-protein dinner, and then right before bed, you might even force down a protein shake or a heavy Greek yogurt because the fitness industry has screamed at you that if you don't flood your body with amino acids while you sleep, your muscles will wither away and die. I believed it too. I thought that if I wasn't constantly feeding my body protein, I was losing the battle against aging. But then I looked in the mirror, and despite all that protein, despite all those late-night snacks designed to fuel growth, I looked softer. I felt weaker. And I was tired all the time. That is when I made a decision that everyone told me was absolutely insane. I stopped taking protein at night. I completely cut off my consumption of heavy muscle-building foods after dinner, and instead, I started doing something called mineral stacking. And what happened next didn't just shock me, it shocked my doctor. Within weeks, the stubborn fat around my midsection started to tighten up. My energy levels during the day skyrocketed. But the most terrifying and amazing part was that for the first time in a decade, I was actually building lean, hard muscle tissue while I slept, without a single gram of protein powder in my stomach. Today, I am going to expose the massive lie about nighttime nutrition for seniors, and I'm going to teach you the specific mineral stacking protocol that turns your body into an anabolic machine overnight. But before I give you the solution, you need to understand why your current routine is actually destroying your progress. Here is the hard truth that nobody talks about. When you are 20 years old, you can eat a steak at midnight and your body will burn through it like a furnace. But when you are over 55, your biology changes fundamentally. Your production of stomach acid drops significantly, and your digestive enzymes slow down. When you load your system with heavy proteins or the wrong supplements right before bed, you aren't feeding your muscles, you are burdening your system. You are forcing your body to spend its precious energy on digestion instead of what it should be doing, which is repair. I realized that by obsessed with protein, I was ignoring the actual workers that build the house. Think of protein like bricks. You can have a pile of 1,000,000 bricks in your driveway, but if you don't have the construction workers to actually lay them down and cement them together, you don't have a house, you just have a pile of heavy rubble. For seniors, the problem isn't a lack of bricks, we eat plenty of protein. The problem is that the construction workers, the enzymes and hormones, are asleep on the job. This is where the mineral stacking protocol changes everything. It's not about adding more fuel, it's about turning on the ignition switch. I discovered that there are two specific minerals that, when taken together in a specific window before sleep, activate the protein you ate earlier in the day and force it into your muscle tissue. If you don't have these two minerals present in your blood between the hours of 12 p.m. and 2 a.m., you are wasting your time exercising. You are wasting your money on food. And you are definitely not going to beat sarcopenia. Let's talk about the first component of this stack, and honestly, this is the one that saved my life. It's magnesium. But please, do not just run to the pharmacy and buy the first bottle you see, because that is exactly how you ruin your stomach. Most seniors are taking the wrong kind, and it's doing absolutely nothing for their muscles. You need to understand that muscles are the organs responsible for how long we live on Earth. The more muscle mass you have, the better your chances of fighting age-related diseases. But here is the secret mechanism: muscles do not grow in the gym. They grow while you sleep, specifically during deep-wave sleep when your pituitary gland releases growth hormone. This usually happens in that golden window I mentioned, right after midnight. If you are waking up to use the bathroom, or if you are tossing and turning, you are missing this window, and your growth hormone stays at zero. That is why the first pillar of my mineral stacking protocol is magnesium glycinate. Notice I said glycinate, not citrate or oxide. When you take magnesium glycinate at night, it does something magical. It activates protein synthesis. This is the biological process your body uses to repair and rebuild muscle tissue. It literally takes the amino acids floating in your blood from your lunch and dinner and weaves them into new muscle fibers. Without adequate magnesium, this process cannot happen. Your body physically cannot use the protein you eat without magnesium present to transport it. It creates a bridge between your nutrition and your muscles. But it goes deeper than that. Magnesium glycinate relaxes your central nervous system and lowers cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone that eats muscle for breakfast. As we age, our cortisol levels tend to stay chronically high, which keeps us in a catabolic, muscle-wasting state. By taking this specific form of magnesium, you flip the switch from catabolic to anabolic. You enter those deeper stages of sleep where growth hormone is released, which is essential for muscle repair and recovery, especially after age 55 when natural production declines. The statistics on this are actually frightening. Up to 80% of seniors are magnesium deficient, and your doctor probably hasn't told you because standard blood tests don't even detect it. Only 1% of magnesium is in your blood, the rest is stored in your bones and tissues, so a blood test will almost always look normal even if your muscles are starving for it. If you take medications like diuretics for blood pressure, or proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, or even certain diabetes medications, you are in even bigger trouble. These drugs actively strip magnesium from your body, accelerating muscle loss. I remember reading a study published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition that found magnesium supplementation significantly improved muscle strength and physical performance in older adults. The researchers concluded that magnesium plays a crucial role in muscle protein synthesis, especially during nighttime recovery. Participants who took magnesium before bed showed measurable increases in lean muscle mass over a 12-week period. So here is exactly how I use it in my protocol. I take 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate about 30 minutes before bed. I pair it with a small glass of water to improve absorption. But I don't stop there. I realized that I could also get this from a specific type of dinner, essentially eating my medicine. On nights when I don't want to take pills, I make a specific meal, grilled salmon with a side of sautéed spinach and roasted pumpkin seeds. It sounds simple, but it is chemically engineered for growth. The pumpkin seeds are one of the most magnesium-dense foods on the planet. When you top that with a sprinkle of dark chocolate shavings for dessert, you are looking at a meal that packs over 200 milligrams of magnesium. Plus, the healthy fats from the salmon help your body absorb the mineral more effectively. However, magnesium alone is not enough. This is where most people fail. They take the magnesium, they sleep a little better, but they still don't see the muscle definition returning. That is because magnesium is just the contractor, you still need the architect. If you are only taking magnesium and skipping this next supplement, you are missing out on serious muscle growth. Your body needs both of these working together, or you will keep losing muscle no matter how much magnesium you take. This second supplement makes magnesium work even better and turns on a process in your body that rebuilds muscle while you sleep. Without it, magnesium hits a ceiling. The second pillar of the mineral stacking protocol is zinc. But again, the form matters more than anything. You need zinc picolinate or zinc glycinate. These forms are absorbed much better than regular zinc oxide, which is basically just crushed up rock that will give you a stomach ache. When you take zinc at night, specifically stacked with magnesium, it boosts testosterone production during sleep. Now, I know when women hear testosterone they think of bodybuilders with rage issues, and when men hear it they think of libido. But for seniors, testosterone is simply the vitality hormone. It is critical for muscle repair and growth. For men over 55, testosterone levels naturally decline, and for women, the balance of hormones shifts in a way that makes holding onto muscle incredibly difficult. Zinc is the equalizer. It activates over 300 enzymes in your body that are directly involved in protein synthesis. Think of it this way, protein is the fuel, magnesium is the truck that delivers the fuel, and zinc is the spark plug that ignites the engine. If you are missing the spark plug, the truck just sits there. Zinc also strengthens your immune system during sleep, preventing the muscle breakdown that happens when your body is fighting inflammation or illness. Additionally, zinc improves the quality of your deep sleep cycles. And as we learned, deeper sleep means more growth hormone release for faster muscle recovery. Without adequate zinc, your body simply cannot build or maintain muscle mass, no matter how much you exercise. There was a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition that really opened my eyes. It found that zinc supplementation in older adults significantly increased lean body mass and testosterone levels. The researchers observed that participants who took zinc before bed experienced a 30% improvement in muscle strength compared to the placebo group. That is a massive difference just from adding one mineral. So, in my protocol, I take 15 to 30 milligrams of zinc picolinate or zinc glycinate about 30 minutes before bed. I take it right alongside my magnesium. But there is a catch: you have to take it on a relatively empty stomach, or at least 2 hours after that dinner we talked about. If you have a stomach full of fiber or calcium, the zinc won't get absorbed. If you prefer to get your zinc naturally, there is a dinner for that too. I switch between the magnesium dinner and the zinc dinner. The zinc dinner is grass-fed beef steak with roasted chickpeas and a side of sautéed mushrooms and asparagus. This meal delivers over 12 milligrams of zinc and provides the amino acids your muscles need for overnight repair. I finish it with a handful of pumpkin seeds for an extra boost because, remember, pumpkin seeds are a superfood that contain both magnesium and zinc. Now, this is the part of the story where things get dangerous. When I started this protocol, I felt great. But then I made a mistake that almost ruined everything. I thought, if minerals are good, vitamins must be good too. So I started taking a bunch of other supplements at night, thinking I was supercharging my health. I was wrong. I started feeling sick. My sleep got worse. My muscles started aching. I didn't realize that I was creating a toxic chemical soup in my stomach. There are 3 specific supplements that are marketed to seniors that you must absolutely never take at night if you are following this protocol. If you mix these with magnesium and zinc, you aren't just wasting money, you are actively poisoning your progress. The first saboteur is iron. I cannot stress this enough. Stop taking iron at night. I know hospitals give it to you, and I know doctors prescribe it for anemia and fatigue. You probably take it daily to boost your red blood cell count. But when you take iron at night, it disrupts your sleep by causing stomach cramps, nausea, and restlessness. For seniors trying to build muscle, this is a disaster because deep, uninterrupted sleep is when your body releases that growth hormone. But chemically, it's even worse. Iron blocks the absorption of zinc and magnesium. They compete for the same transporters in your gut. It's like trying to shove 3 people through a single door at the same time, nobody gets through. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 62-year-old friend of mine who tried to follow my advice but got it wrong. She came to me frustrated because despite eating well and exercising, she was losing muscle and felt exhausted all the time. She was taking her magnesium and zinc, but she was washing them down with her iron pill because she thought, pills go with pills. I reviewed her routine and discovered this massive conflict. I told her, Margaret, you are basically canceling out everything good you are doing. I switched her iron to the morning with breakfast, paired with some orange juice for vitamin C absorption, and kept her magnesium and zinc strictly for the nighttime. The results were almost immediate. Within 4 weeks, Margaret reported sleeping through the night for the first time in years. Her energy skyrocketed, and after 3 months, she gained 5 pounds of lean muscle mass. Just by changing the timing. The second saboteur is B-complex vitamins. This one surprises everyone. Doctors recommend B vitamins for energy, brain health, and nerve function. I am sure you take them to fight memory loss and support your metabolism. But think about what B vitamins do. They are designed to unlock energy from food. They are like rocket fuel for your brain. Taking B12 or B6 at night is like drinking a triple-shot espresso before bed. It overstimulates your nervous system, keeping you wide awake and alert when your body desperately needs to rest. You might fall asleep, but you won't get that deep, restorative sleep where muscle growth happens. B vitamins work best in the morning because they convert food into energy for the day. Taking them at night hijacks your natural sleep cycle. I saw this happen with Ryan, a 68-year-old former athlete. He was doing everything right, lifting weights, eating protein, but he looked exhausted. He was taking a Mega B complex right before bed because he thought it would help his body repair. Instead, it was keeping his cortisol high and his growth hormone low. I told him to move it to breakfast. Within 2 weeks, Ryan called me amazed. He was finally sleeping soundly. After 6 weeks, his muscle mass measurements improved, his strength increased, and he told me he felt 10 years younger. It wasn't magic, it was just respecting his biology. The third and final saboteur is the most common one, high-dose calcium without magnesium. This is everywhere. Doctors push calcium for bone health and osteoporosis prevention. You take it to keep your skeleton strong. But here is the truth, calcium creates contraction, magnesium creates relaxation. If you flood your system with 1200 milligrams of calcium at night without enough magnesium to balance it, you are setting yourself up for severe muscle stiffness and cramping. Calcium without magnesium doesn't just go to your bones, it deposits in your soft tissues and muscles, making them tight and weak. Instead of building strong muscles, you are literally calcifying your muscle tissue, turning it stiff like concrete. This creates a state where your muscles can't recover because they can't relax. I remember meeting Dorothy, a 71-year-old grandmother who complained of constant leg cramps at night. She was taking a massive calcium supplement right before bed. When we looked at her magnesium levels, they were dangerously low. She was essentially turning herself into a statue. We stopped the nighttime calcium immediately. We switched her to magnesium glycinate at night and moved smaller doses of calcium to her daytime meals. Within 3 weeks, the cramps were gone. After 2 months, she felt stronger and more flexible. She even started gardening again, something she hadn't been able to do in years because her muscles were just too stiff. So, here is the summary of the mineral stacking protocol that changed my life. Step 1. Stop obsessing over protein right before bed. Stop the heavy shakes and the heavy meals that keep your digestion working overtime. Step 2. Introduce magnesium glycinate, 300 to 400 milligrams, 30 minutes before sleep. Step 3. Stack it with zinc picolinate, 15 to 30 milligrams. Step 4. Eliminate the saboteurs, move your iron, B vitamins, and high-dose calcium to the morning or afternoon. When I made this switch, I stopped fighting against my own body. I stopped trying to force muscle growth with food and started allowing muscle growth with hormones. It feels effortless because you are simply giving your body the keys it needs to start the engine. You wake up feeling lighter, stronger, and more rested. Now, I know this is a lot of information to take in, and you might be wondering exactly what to eat for breakfast and lunch to make sure you have enough protein for the magnesium to activate. Because remember, the minerals are the workers, but you still need the bricks, you just need to eat them earlier in the day. If you are serious about finally building strong, healthy muscle at your age, I've put together something powerful just for you. My 30-day muscle rebuild meal plan is packed with over 90 high-protein, magnesium-rich, and zinc-loaded recipes designed specifically to maximize overnight muscle growth. Every single recipe is timed perfectly to work with your body's natural muscle-building cycle. It shows you exactly what to eat for breakfast to fuel your day, what to eat for lunch to load up on amino acids, and exactly how to structure your dinner so you are ready for the mineral stacking protocol at night. Plus, I've included the exact timing guide that shows you when to take magnesium and zinc and when to take iron, B vitamins, and calcium, so they actually help instead of hurt your muscle growth. You'll find the link to this complete meal plan in the description below. But listen, there is one more thing. Even with this protocol, there is a specific physical ritual that rebuilds muscle fast, and it's been clinically proven to increase muscle mass by 34% in seniors over 60 without changing your workout routine at all. It works in perfect harmony with the mineral stacking protocol. Tomorrow, I am revealing this ritual. This information is only going to my subscribers first. So, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, do it right now. You absolutely cannot miss tomorrow's video. Trust me, this muscle-building secret combined with the minerals you learned about today will change everything you thought you knew about gaining strength after 60. I guarantee you've never heard this anywhere else. Start the protocol tonight, sleep deep, and I will see you tomorrow.